Good evening and welcome to Cliffy Land, the Global Cooking Challenge. Tonight is night 2 of cooking the food of Sri Lanka. Tonight we're doing 2 dishes. We're making a Sri Lankan roti, and then we're making a Sri Lankan, and we'll say inspired, chicken curry with cashews. Hello there, Anonymous. Thank you for joining us. Thank you everyone for joining us. Again, as a refresher, we're cooking the food of Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is the little pear-shaped island just to the southeast of the coast of India. Haha, Anonymous. Thank you for the like, and thank you for the restream. So let me get us whipped around here, and there I am, just out of the shower. Hey, Arsenal lover, thank you for the like. Let's see if you have any. Oh, so just literally got back from my run out of the shower and just threw myself together here. So here we go. Give me a second to get myself set up here. For a second there we were hearing the Sri Lankan national anthem, but that went by awfully quickly. Okay, try to get yourself an angle, you won't fall into the broth. And we'll get into the deets of this. Hello, Jock, thank you for the like. Alrighty, now since I just came back, I am going to get myself a drink of water, so get yourself collected. So, this is actually the second night of cooking Sri Lanka. The first night was on Friday. We skipped Sunday this week because I was very tired. Because Saturday, not here, I spent the entire bleeding day cooking. I woke up and from morning until night I was cooking non-stop, doing sort of like the best of the past year for a collection of guests. So I did the basil cornbread representing North America, which we threw in as a bonus dish back when we cooked Sao Tome and Principe. And I made the mumu, which is sort of like the everything in a drum dish from Papua New Guinea, which was a huge hit. I mean, the cornbread is the third time I've made it this month, so that already know that was it. But the mumu was a huge hit. I was surprised. I made these steamed buns that I made for Singapore, which are Chinese Singapore, and those were really great. And also, oh yes, the tomato salad with peanut butter dressing that I made for South Sudan just a couple weeks ago. Again, huge success. People are crazy. Oh, and the shrimp and garlic I did for Spain a couple weeks ago. So everyone was over the moon, except I was just working non-stop, so I wasn't really prepared to do something Sunday. In case you were looking for it, that's why I wasn't here. But on Friday, we made the roti, kotu, which was like chopped up roti. Hey Derek, how you doing? Thanks for liking the restream. Roti is a flatbread, Indian type flatbread, but the Sri Lankan do it with coconut. And if you were here, you'll remember that I cooked it, the roti that I used, in order to save time, I bought frozen roti. Today we're going to make fresh roti. And it really requires only 3 ingredients, which is kind of crazy. So we're going to see how that goes. First, we're going to have our all-purpose flour. Well, maybe 3 ingredients. Canola oil, just to lubricate things. I'm sorry. And the one ingredient that makes it special. Billiards guy. Hello, how you doing? Do we have a name? David. David, how you doing? So, now this recipe for the roti is pretty standard. It's basic. You can find it just anywhere. Like I said, it only has like a couple ingredients. I'm making half of it because I don't need leftovers. So, I'm going to get 1 cup of the all-purpose... I got to make sure I get my camera ready. My 1 cup of the all-purpose flour. go into my bowl here. Because when you take a picture of that, because no one would know what a bowl of flour looks like. And for this, what makes it Sri Lankan is coconut. Everything. I see you're flying slow with glasses tonight. Yeah, I'm doing the contacts. When I run, I wear the contacts because I can't wear the glasses when I run. So I don't need to put the glasses on them. Yes, this is the Superman ego, not the Clark Kent. What makes Sri Lankan roti Sri Lankan is the use of coconut. And this coconut, now someone mentioned the other day that they didn't like coconut, and I used to not like coconut either. But what I knew from coconut was either coconut, like cut it and, drink the milk, which is, what it is, or the dried shredded coconut that I'm used to, which is really lousy. This is not. Now this is like an in-between. Normally what this calls for is that, that's actually quite good. A shredded coconut, actual, not dried coconut, which you can get frozen. And if you're not going to get an actual coconut and, take it apart yourself, which is total pain in the butt, but you can do it. I've done it. I don't enjoy doing it because it's a pain in the butt. But you can get it frozen and thawed. That was me. Only ever had it in Bounty. I don't know what Bounty is. But the dried stuff is just kind of blah. Hey lady, I see you there. How you doing? Good evening. But this is sort of like an in-between. It is kind of already thawed, refrigerated from the, actually from the fish market. It was in the refrigerated case. So it's basically the thawed thing. Hi, Fly friends. That's a tongue twister. So the shredded coconut, but not dried. This would be frozen thawed, or in this case, just refrigerated, which is something like an in-between. So we're gonna get you going. Hello. Mixing you together. We're gonna be using the rest of this a little bit later. And I'm hoping this is, what I'm looking for. I mean, it tastes like it's fresh and not dried. It was in the refrigerated case. It doesn't feel enormously moist, but we'll see. Oh, Bounty is a chocolate bar in the UK. It is basically a coconut-covered layer of chocolate. Ah, yeah, that no. I mean, no, that there's almond choice cut nuts, milestone, peanut butter. One of those the American chocolate bars has coconut, and I'd always like, yeah, no, not that. So if that's all you ever had, I can see where you're coming from, because I was kind of there too. I'm gonna add a little bit of water to this. It's supposed to be up to more or less, how much? Quarter cup. So just enough to moisten it. Hello, Tammy. Thank you for the restream. And I'm gonna give this one a shot. Yes, I did. And we want to get this to be a dough, basically. I may need more water because I don't think there was enough moisture in that. Now, I had read that one can sort of reconstitute. Do you check your Twitter? Yes, I do. Is there something I missed? Hello, Martina. How you doing? I do check my Twitter. If you tweeted at me or DM'd me, I should see it. If I missed something, I apologize. But anyway, I gather that one can reconstitute. I mean, I don't check my Twitter while I'm cooking, but I do afterwards. Oh, by the way, we're listening to the pop hits of Sri Lanka. So, we're trying to get a bolo dough going. No, just asking may tweet you. Of course you may. You are welcome to. Okay. Now I just didn't know if there's something I missed. Just totally random. Hey, thank you for the restream, Martina. While I'm working on this, just a random trivia bit of just sharing here. Weirdest thing happened yesterday, but I need to kind of back it up a little. I mentioned Top Chef many times because it's sort of by being a Top Chef fan that kind of got me into the even thinking that I could cook, and then meeting someone who is, you know, on the show who became a Facebook friend and, you know, helped me out and such, that I wound up, you know, starting this journey as a player. So Top Chef is sort of part of this, right? And I'd always go out and try to, you know, meet and associate myself with people from Top Chef because I'm sort of a fan. Just happened to start watching the brand new season just this past week. And, you know, there's like 80 million people in the beginning of the show. I don't know, like 16 some odd people. It's like a lot of people. And so I watch the show, and I see, you know, oh, there's the guy who's like the douchebag, and here's the sort of like the sad sack, and this person is the that, and this person is the other, you know, personality. And then we kept noticing, oh, there's this guy who's on there who hasn't gotten to speak yet. A guy with a beard. See him back there in the background? We don't even know his name yet. Eventually he speaks for like a second. And then that's about the end of it, you know? So I watched the show and I went, okay, cool. Yesterday, I set the time for this stream that you're watching right now. And I post that on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. I posted on Instagram and, you know, post a little picture. And then I see somebody liked it. And it was that chef that I was just talking about. Like, out of nowhere. I was like, I know he's probably just going through and finding things with the food hashtag, but that was just kind of out of the blue. I was going, who is that? Oh, that's the actual chef. That's so freaking weird. So we made a ball with our dough. The Darren Show, thank you for the like and the restream. Good evening, Michael. Is that Michael? See, when my eyes are so crappy. Michael Yanni, yes. Good evening. Thank you for the like. So I made myself a ball of dough, and this recipe would call for it to be separated into 8 balls, but I made half the recipe, so it's going to be 4 balls. So I have to take the sucker and divide it in 4 pieces. And if you know me, that's easier said than done. Okay, well, 2 we can do even numbers. You know, I was doing the steamed buns for that I did for Singapore. I was doing them on Saturday with all my other dishes, and those you had to make the big loaf. And then I had to separate it into 10 pieces, but I was doing half and then half and going, arithmetic doesn't work out that way. You're not going to get to 10 equal parts if you do it that way. Basic first grade arithmetic. Okay. So we're going to make 4 balls to make 4 roti. If you ever see online how one makes roti, you will see the people like slapping it and making it, you know, either big and very flat. So they can be, you know, like this size, or they can be like that size. So depending how big or small. The frozen ones I got were like about, you know, like that size, which I was surprised they were that small. So we're gonna see how big these turn out. Then we're gonna coat these in oil and just kind of let them sit. You know, when you see videos of people making it in Sri Lanka, you'll see them, like, you know, dipping their hands in oil and stuff, and the whole, you know, getting all very messy. So we're gonna just cover these in oil and then let them sit. And then move on to dish number 2. And then we'll actually fry these up at the end. My goodness, look at me, I got 4. And they're almost the same size. It's gotta be some kind of first here, that I managed to get balls that were like about the same size. Right there. So And I need to wash my hands again. I wouldn't have to do this. I wasn't taking pictures all the time. The pictures, incidentally, if you're new to the challenge, or for the blog at cliffyland.com. I got a spot on my lens. Yeah, I missed something. Yeah, that's the water. I just took care of that. Thank you, though. No, it wasn't just you. Tony, thank you for liking the restream. Okay. No, it wasn't just you. That was me. I think I got most of it. Okay. Splash something up on the screen, which I will... It's better than falling into the broth like you did the other time. How many times do I keep telling you don't fall into the broth? Okay. So we're going to take a picture. And we're going to coat these with just a little canola oil. Lamau. How is everybody doing? It's Crazy Tuesday. Look at the app, Paprika Recipe Management System. Look at the app, Paprika Recipe. Oh, it's a recipe management system called Paprika. Okay. What is canola oil? What is canola oil? It's a kind of vegetable oil. They called it, I mean, it's kind of a vegetable oil that one can use that doesn't impart a lot of flavor like olive oil or peanut oil or coconut oil would. Although logically I would use coconut oil now that I think about it, but these things just call for vegetable oil. If you want to get technical about what is canola oil, it's oil from a certain seed. However, because of the name of the seed, they kind of decided, let's not call it that, let's call it canola. Originating in Canada. It's actually called rapeseed, but since that, has weird connotations and sounds, they call it canola oil. So that's kind of a popular, not so saturated fat, flavorless kind of oil that's kind of all-purpose vegetable oil. But now I have it all over my hands. It's everywhere. No! Okay. So now... Oh, rapeseed oil, yes. It's often called rape oil everywhere else, yes. Yeah. In fact, there's a town either in like North Dakota or in southern Canada somewhere, which is where the... No, not grape. Rape, like the bad thing. There's a town, which is where like they were sort of first grown and whatever, and when you drive into that town, I wish I could remember the name of the town. It's like I said, U.S. or Canada, up near the border. But it's like the rapeseed capital of, the world, and it's in the big letters, and it's very strange. So, there's that. No rape. Yes. We're not, yes, no. Okay. So we have our 4 balls, we're just gonna let them sit over here while we do the rest. Now, this is recipe number 2, and to all the fine people of Sri Lanka, with your lovely cuisine, I apologize, I only had 2 nights. And I apologize, I'm short on time. Never heard of rapeseed oil, my mistake. No, I hadn't either. I just knew there was canola oil, and then, reading, I go, oh, wow, that's weird. In any case, I wrote to my one friend who is Sri Lankan to ask him what his favorite dishes were and da-da-da. He never got back to me. So, investigating all the cuisines, Sri Lanka. We did the kotu on Friday, which is sort of a national dish. It's like a street food. You can check it out on my YouTube channel. Just look for Cliffyland, or find it on the blog tomorrow at cliffyland.com. Follow on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Pinterest, and now on YouTube. He's letting his box. Ha ha ha. So that was like a street food that chops up whatever you want, chicken or not chicken, and roti and vegetables, and it was super, super tasty. I had some leftovers for lunch today, even. However, the other recipes I found for Sri Lanka, while very interesting, either involved Maldives fish, which is a specific fish that I wouldn't be able to really find here easily because we're over here and not over there, or canned fish, like, canned tuna or canned, whatever, which doesn't sound really exciting. So it's like a fried fish bowl. I kind of thought of making that, and I found a fried, fish with other coating, which sounded okay. And I kind of settled on that to go with the roti. But then last night, abracadabra, into my Facebook stream comes this thing from the New York Times, a Sri Lankan chicken curry. And I get the recipe. It has everything I need. It's really, cool. It's quick, which is, why we're doing it this time. However, what do you know? It's not actually Sri Lankan. It's sort of like Sri Lankan inspired. So bear all that in mind. Adam, thank you. That is Adam? Is it Adam? Andrew. Hello. Yes, thank you for the like and the stream. Hector, how you doing? And Kenneth. Yes. Okay. So our chicken. So all that being said, if this does not seem like a particularly Sri Lankan dish, that's why. Also, there's one ingredient here which is very, very not Sri Lankan, just so you know. I know it, the author knows it, we all know it. The only reason I'm using the very not Sri Lankan ingredient is because I need starch in the dish, and it provides one. And it's supposed to be tasty, just it's not really Sri Lankan. So, we'll get to those later, but first, we have to get out our chicken thighs. And I could not, for the life of me, get exactly 2 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken thighs at the store today. And what made things weirder and more complicated was the fact that they were buy one, get one free, which meant that I was going to get more than I needed. So, I'm going to weigh out 2 pounds of these, and then I'm going to freeze the rest. And I'm going to have to take off the skins because it did say skinless. So, that's what the recipe had. That's what I'm going to do. Get out of there. So, that's 1.5 pounds. Come on. And now I hope I remember that I have these other thighs in the freezer. We went this weekend when I was going through the freezer, and I kept finding stuff going, what is that? I was on the feed and someone said, freeze that. And I said, yeah. And then they said, make sure you label that. And I said, yeah. That's going to be groovy, except for the fact that my handwriting is really crappy and I'm in a hurry. And what do you know? The label had on it. So I didn't even know what it was. So it got thrown away. So, just so you know. Okay, I need to put these in a freezer bag and get the salmonella away. In fact, I have pieces of what I think is goat in the freezer. I was looking at it going, I think that's goat. I am not sure. I think it's goat. If I'm ever like in a pinch and I desperately need goat, if there's a hurricane and the power goes out and suddenly I need to cook goat on the sterno, Whoa, Kenneth, recipe source, Sri Lankan. Thank you. Yes, I have the recipe source thing as one of the things that I look at. Thanks to you, in my thing. What I looked at, as I recall, A, I was kind of in a hurry, but B, what I looked at from the Sri Lankan there was something about what they had to offer, which was kind of like, no. Like sometimes I'll see places that are, that will have, oh, here's like a Bahamian, recipe site, and it has chicken cacciatore on it. And I'm thinking, oh, it's a Bahamian person who has Bahamian recipes and other recipes that this Bahamian person has done. There's a lot of that in the world. Something tells me that that was kind of what I saw. But thank you. But this is the last night of Sri Lanka. Clifton, hello, thank you for the restream. Santos, thank you for the restream. So, now that I have my 2 pounds of chicken wings, I'm going to get peeled. Am I going to get the skin off? And these are allegedly boneless, skinless. And you'll notice there's a big old bone in each of these. Someone's not doing their job. Just saying. Just saying. Okay. And then we're going to have to cut these into 3-inch cubes, or pieces in any case. Thankfully, it's coming off easily. This supposedly serves, what, 4 to 6, I think? How are you doing, Santos? How's everybody doing? Is this week starting out okay for everyone? It has been delightfully cool and drizzly here, which made my run easier this evening. I didn't have to worry about dying in the sun. And there were fewer surfers to bump into. Even it's weird that it's cold. It like freezes your hands when you're doing this. Ay caray, salte ya. Phooey. Well, I'll chop you off. And okay, I need to get moving faster. I really should have started earlier, but again, this seems like it cooks quickly. It's just the, a little bit of prep time that takes a while. Okay. I need to get a clean hand out of this. I sharpened my knives before I started, in case you're wondering. There was a dish that I really, if I had had another night, I would have done it, but it's really more of a breakfast dish. They're called hoppers. It sounded rather interesting, but again, it sounds very breakfasty. It's like a crepe-like pancake that you put an egg in the middle. So, again, seems very breakfasty. So there's a lot of dishes that in certain cuisines that either they're desserts, and I don't do desserts, or they're soups, and I'm not crazy about having soup for dessert. So there's always all these random considerations on my part in deciding what to do. Also, there's I wanted to do this other thing, which is kind of vegetarian in so far as it speaks to how the Sri Lankan cuisine can be, in many cases, similar to the cuisine of southern India. However, that would have required me going out all the way out to the Indian market, which is, a good 40 minutes away from here, just to get the red dal, D-A-H, I think it's D-A-H-L, which is peas, split peas, but red ones, because there aren't any Indian markets anywhere nearby here, which sucks. Got some red boat fish sauce from Vietnam. Bill, the best in the world. Sure is the best I have ever tasted. Good for you. Raw meat, gross me out. I don't know how you can touch it without being grossed out. I feel ya. There are many things that affect me that way in kind of a major, huge, you know, need medication kind of way. But you know, the advice I got was basically deal with it and you'll get used to it. I know it sounds like a weird thing to say, and you know, a lot of times I need to take a lot of really deep breaths. But you know, after a while, like, you know, you don't think about it. There was this reality show, that a random reality show I was watching, you know, over 15 years ago maybe, where there was this woman just sitting at the table, and everyone started making fun of her because she was totally grossed out by pasta, by noodles. Freaked her the hell out. And they were sort of teasing her, and she was not amused. And, you know, I started thinking about it. I started thinking about noodles, and they started freaking me out too. And I started realizing, you know, if you think about anything too hard, it can kind of freak you out. So, I try not to go there. But it is cold. So for these, we're looking for what kind of 3-inch chunks. Well, that's more than 3 inches in any direction. I'll just cut some of the fat off. So we got you, and yeah, that's more than 3 inches. Baby cakes, 3 inches in each direction. You know what? I'll cut that in half. I mean, the thighs fell apart. The reason the recipe author chose chicken thighs was, I think it's just because they fell apart, and, you know, unlike white meat, has a different flavor, which I certainly feel now. And it's gotten to the point now that anytime I'm making chicken, if it's chicken breast, the husband always like, it's like really disappointed. And I was always the guy who'd order the chicken breast, and not, you know, it was like Jack Sprat could eat no fat, his wife could eat no lean. One of those deals. But now we're all about these. Hi Cliffy. There you go, my first ever emoji. Ha-ha! Huzzah! Is the stuff in the bowl waste? Yes, this is waste. I can't even pick up a package of meat in the grocery store. Thinking about getting blood on my hands makes me cringe. I'm weird like that. Again, I totally feel you. There's a lot of things that, you know, with my OCD, give me, like, major anxiety. So, you know, if... I mean, if it's something that you feel like addressing, then, you know, basically, you know, do the get in the cold water kind of approach. Either jump in with both feet, or, you know, slowly acclimate yourself little by little. But if that's something you feel like dealing with. The trim bone would make great chicken stock. Yes, I am aware of that. There's a lot of things that would make good chicken stock, etc. But I'm not doing that. The Darren Show, what am I making? I am making, right now I'm making a Sri Lankan inspired, we'll say, chicken curry with cashews. It's got all the Sri Lankan, well, most of the Sri Lankan typical ingredients, with one very not Sri Lankan ingredient, which we'll see in a little bit. But yes, I apologize, but I know chicken stock would be great, and and actually I could use chicken stock right now, but I don't have the time. Unless I can make chicken stock in like 10 minutes, which something tells me I can't. I'm thinking, unless you're going to tell me otherwise, in the time it takes me to wash this. So, I'm going to go over there, wash this, and you tell me if I can make chicken stock in 10 minutes. Because I just so happen to need it. Because I forgot to put it on my grocery list. And I freaked out, and I didn't want to make another trip. And so I have chicken bouillon that I'm going to use against my, you know, preference, shall we say. But unless the husband decides to like look at the grocery list on the way home and go, oh, by gum, he left something off the list. I bet he wants me to pick that up. Though I don't think that's going to happen. Because again, I have the chicken bouillon, which could work. So, I'm going to find out. Can a person make good chicken stock in 10 minutes? Meerkat, did you just get an iPhone? No, not in 10. See, that's kind of the problem. OSV Manman, thank you. Hello, 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 hello. Do you have a pressure cooker? You can do it in about 45. No, I don't. I do not have a pressure cooker. Speaking of things that freak people out. No. My family had a pressure cooker when I was a kid. And then it went boom. And then we never had a pressure cooker again. And then Cliffy got freaked out even at the thought of a pressure cooker. Thank you for the like, OSD Menmen. So, c'est la vie. Okay, so we've got our chicken. Now, we are going to season generously with salt and pepper. Let's get some light up in here. Oh. They could work, but really salty. Oh, no, the one I got specifically did not have salt, the bouillon. So there's that. Do my emojis. Season generously with salt and pepper. And thanks to all you, I am now, like, putting the wrong lid on things. I've become less afraid to season things and more about the tasting, which I was not before. But I will not be tasting the raw chicken. So, salt and pepper. Now, we're going to peel and grate a tablespoon of ginger into this. So, I do not have the world's greatest microplane yet. So, I'm using my little Top Chef grater. Come on, we got all you down here. Despite the fact this having like a dozen ingredients, it doesn't require all the prep that normally I need to put into things, which is a relief for you and for me. This is me peeling ginger. Ginger's been still okay. Still has a few days left in it, I think. I bought fresher too, just in case. But I really didn't want to have to go all out to the Indian market. I'm just so wiped out from that whole day of cooking on Saturday. But I can't believe it. Everyone was super stoked. There's one coworker of the husband's who has been a big fan of my blog since before we even met. You know, she was like, oh, what is he writing? And so she looks forward to reading it every Wednesday. And it's so sweet. And, you know, of course, never had the chance to, you know, have my food. So, you know, she comes over. She's got her husband. She's got a little daughter. And so I'm thinking, well, there's somebody who's going to appreciate the food. Because most of my friends are like, you know, he just all that weird stuff. I'm not trying that. But I'll be damned. And this one friend, well, acquaintance even, came by, ate everything, was totally, like, blown away. And was saying how if he would have known what all the stuff was ahead of time, he never, ever would have even thought about having it. But he loved it, and he had it, and it was so good. And that was such a wonderful compliment. That moo-moo was so good, but honest to God, it had everything in it. If you find the Papua New Guinea post on the blog, or look at it on YouTube, it's up there. It's gotten a few hits on YouTube even. But it's like everything in a drum. It's plantain leaves on the bottom with cassava and carrots and sweet potato, and then chicken wings, and then pineapple and mango and banana, and then pork, and then onions and garlic and spinach. Whew, that's a lot of stuff just even saying it. Emojis. Okay. This is just such tiresome work, this ginger peeling business. Just to get, how much, a tablespoon's worth? A tablespoon's worth. For reals? Okay, if you say so. I wish there was a thing I could just drop this into and just it would magically peel. Almost there. I think this is about a tablespoon's worth, this entire thing. Okay. Now. Well, we're gonna figure it out. Tablespoon, ginger, coming right up. La 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 la. La la la. Sri Lanka. It is an island nation in, I guess, yeah, it is. I mean, it's the Indian Ocean, all right. Again, at the just the south of China, it shares maritime borders with the Maldives and India. People have been there since prehistoric times, but in recorded history, people started, records of people started showing up in about 700 BC. Makes a great electric pressure cooker. Good to know. The Sinhalese people sort of started when this prince was sort of ejected from what is now Bengal, in I guess what's technically called North India, to Sri Lanka, and was sort of like the founder of the Sri Lankan people. And then a few hundred years later, the Tamil people came from, I believe, somewhere else in India, South India, I think. And to this day, the population is sort of like 80% Sinhalese and something like 7% Tamil. And then there's sort of like another 7%, which is Sinhalese Moors, which are Islamic people who are Sinhalese. And they did have a 30-year civil war. Which was very bloody and very, very bad. But it ended, and now things are much better. You don't peel your ginger, you grate it. What about the peel? Would you not wind up eating the peel that way? I wonder. I do not know. Okay. You mean don't peel ginger when you grate it? I mean, that would save me time. That would save you people time. Hey, Dad. Oh, Mom. Hey, hi there. Okay. So that's the ginger. And now garlic is going in. And it says 2 teaspoons worth. I'm going to translate that somehow into cloves. Has my wet hands into here. 2 teaspoons, eh? Okay, I say you're 1. You're trash. Do we have any other ones hiding out in here? Okay. Come on. Big money, big money. Woo! Okay, I'm gonna say 2 teaspoons is 2 cloves. And call that a day. And I need my knife. And we smashy. Looks like a little more than a tablespoon. Oh, regarding the ginger, yeah. Yeah, it does. Now there's less. Okay. Didn't realize that I was spending all that trouble peeling ginger when I didn't have to. Did not need to buy the gizmo. See how simple that was? Okay. Getting the ends off. And back to grating. Did I take pictures of that? Yes, I did. Okay. Now, the grate. Ooh. Ooh. What did I just see? C1 Ashby, thank you for the like in the restream. This is a tip I saw on television or something about, I'm always chopping up herbs, which oddly enough I won't have to do this time. What's for dinner? This is a Sri Lankan, we'll say inspired, chicken curry with cashews. And we're also gonna make roti, a Sri Lankan roti, which is a flatbread like you have in India and other places. However, Sri Lankans do it with coconut. So there's coconut in the dough, which are in the balls, which are sitting on that yellow plate right over there, which are gonna be frying up at the end of all this. Thankfully, there are only 4 of them, so that should not take too much time, because I did half the recipe. Okay, now that I've made that lovely mess, if I had 3 hands, I would not need to do this. Okay, so the garlic and ginger in there, and once I take the picture, we're gonna get our hands all nice and full of salmonella again. So to give this whole massage. To massage all of the ginger and garlic into the chicken. Now that I've done all that, we're gonna let that sit. There's a little, no, that's just fat. Okay, sit that over here and wash hands one more time. Okay, what do you need? Ginger is Subachi mortar, Japanese grating bowl, real cheap. Okie dokie. Meanwhile, we are going to move over there. I will unplug you because rather than go through all the rigmarole of putting things in separate bowls this time, you'll rock for a second till it calms down. No, we're not having earthquakes. Dry skillet. Yes, I know it's non-stick. But today, I'm just gonna deal with it. I'm gonna get that warm, and while I get that warm, actually, you know what? I am gonna put things into a bowl, though. So they're not all going at once. So I'm heating that up. Yes, I know it's dry, but it's supposed to be a dry skillet, so it wasn't counting on me having a non-stick. I need to get out the measuring things. I'm gonna start measuring things like crazy into this, and there's so many things I'm not taking individual pictures. So first we have, everything is like a 1/4 teaspoons here. So starting with, and only one of these is supposed to be, but is not whole, as opposed to ground. It's nonstick. Yes, I know it's nonstick. It's probably not supposed to be nonstick for the heating up without anything in it. I'm aware of that. But right now I'm pretending I don't know about it. Okay, so cloves. Hopefully don't fall in. Sorry about the lighting and shadows. Maybe if I, how can I give you some shadow there? There, I'll stand here. Okay, whole cloves, so a 1/4 teaspoon of that, and then a 1/4 teaspoon of fennel seeds. How can I give you shadows? There you go. A 1/4 teaspoon of fennel seeds going in there. And then a 1/4 teaspoon, it says cardamom seeds. Now, there's a thing on that. I know somewhere in the midst of all this, yes, I do have cardamom seeds. I have cardamom pods, but this time it didn't say pods, it said seeds. So I'm going with those. So 1/4 teaspoon of those into there. And here's the one that should be whole, but I only have ground, and I wasn't going to go buy it just for this one whole, just for this. Even though I have to admit I did go look. Is allspice. So, should be whole, but in this case it's ground, and I'm just going to deal with that. Because life is that way. So, allspice, in you go. Then, a 1/4 teaspoon of the cumin seeds. I get my hands open here. Open, 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 okay. 1/4 teaspoon. Whoa, smell that. Inhale deep. Okay, good. You dizzy now? Cumin, in you go. And now the coriander seeds. Now, a few, what shall we say, weeks, months ago, I took out my big giant bowl bag of coriander seeds, and y'all told me to put it in the freezer, which sounded crazy to me, but they're still in the freezer. So you wanted them there, you got them there. Coriander seeds. So we're going for, I'm pretty sure, yes, everything here is a 1/4 teaspoon. I just have to keep remembering to grab the right one of these. Coriander seeds, in you go. I will never get to the bottom of this giant bowl this way. Who am I saying? Oh, Mom! Mom, thank you for the restream, Mom! And, okay, are we there yet? Yes, we are there yet. Okay. So now that the pan is toasty, warm on a medium heat, I'm going to put this back in the freezer. It doesn't make any sense to me to keep that there, but y'all said that there's something about oils and such, so I'm trusting you people. Okay, so now that we have all our lovely spices in the bowl, we're going to put them in the pan this day. Okay. Ooh, that is toasty warm. So all these just kind of go in there into the dry pan for about 2 minutes. Oh, hi, sweetie.
Hello, here's the mint.
Thank you. Sent him on a mint expedition. Yes, afterwards I realized that I hadn't gotten chicken stock too, but I'd seen you already taken the mint off the list, so I was going to tell you to go out again. So I have chicken bouillon cube. Or
Do you want me to go
no,
get
no,
chicken
no,
stock?
no,
I can
no,
do it.
no, 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 no.
I did get your zinc too.
Oh, thank you. Okay. So while that toasts for 2 minutes, I'm getting my water.
Oh wait, there's an extra stock up in the cabinet.
No, they're not chicken though.
Oh, what's
Beef and seafood.
up there?
Yep, that's
okay.
what those are. Yeah, and we have beef and seafood in there too. Just all the stock we need, not the right one. Stand up straight, mother is watching. You're not kidding. Yeah, I got 1 more minute on this. Usually when these things say toast spices, they'll tell you like 10 seconds, which I always thought was kind of weird because I didn't think the pan could get hot enough in 10 seconds. But this said 2 minutes. And this is like a tested recipe, New York Times, 4-star rated, whatever, so... Standing up straight.
It smells very nice.
Yes, it's all kind of fragrant up in here. Okay.
So was that really Mom?
Yes, Mom and Dad. Mom just restreamed. See, there she is right there. Hi, Mom. Tickle you, tickling you. Okay. So, that's about 2 minutes. Just about. So, off you go. And, we're going to take out Mr. Spice Grinder. You know what? I don't even need to move you back over there since the Spice Grinder is already over in this direction. And I can plug you in, not there. However, I can move you over this way. You get a slightly better view. Okay. So, Mr. Spice Grinder. These spices go into the spice grinder. You know what? I am such a clumsy person. Where's my funnel?
What are you looking for?
My funnel. It's here somewhere. Are you hiding? Don't be shy, little funnel. I'm gonna give you 3 seconds to come out. 3, 2, there you are. Don't be shy, little funnel. Okay. Funnel. For my fennel.
Excuse me.
Okay. This way I don't spill it all. And additionally, since
like the spices that you put in warm apple cider.
That was hot. Hold on.
Mulled cider. Those are the spices.
Oh yes. Well, allspice. That's what you're smelling.
Okay.
Okay, now that I didn't burn my hands, but trying to get that allspice out of there. So that's one of the problems with using the ground. It sticks to the pan. Oh, did I move from the pop hits to the traditional music? Sounds like it. Got lots of bells. I can hear the bells. Okay, so into the spice grinder you go. There you are. So we're gonna give you a grind. This is not that loud, thankfully. Also, it does help to be plugged in. It is plugged in, locked in. There you are. So now we have those, and so now that we have those ground up, all nice and purty, we're going to go add those to the chicken. I'll bring the chicken to you, rather than bring you to the chicken, because you have more to do. Okay?
Sorry.
Okay, there's the chicken, and we're going to add you. Almost dumped them all over the counter. Onto the chicken. And something tells me I'm gonna need to give that another massage. I just have that feeling. But not yet, because we have to add more stuff right to the chicken that was not toasted, and that is our good friend turmeric. Turmeric right there. So we've got another 1/4 teaspoon. Again, all this stuff is in 1/4 teaspoons. As you can see, I'm nearing the end of my 5th jar of turmeric, which is kind of crazy. There you go. And we're also adding a little bit of kick with a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. That will make it nice and spicy. But not too spicy. Yeah. Hey there, how you doing? And cayenne pepper. There you go. Hey, Junior. And did I take pictures? No, but I will take a picture now. Now I need to figure out how many lemons is 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. I am not sure, but we're gonna find out. Okay, we're coming back over here, and got me some lemons. I got 2 lemons. We'll see how much lemon juice that creates. As it did not say. Yes, this is indeed traditional music. So we're gonna find out. How many tablespoons you get to a lemon. These are I just got these, so they're not, dry. And yes, I know the little trick that if you want to get more juice out of your lemons, zap them in the microwave for a few seconds. But I'm not doing that. So let's see now. That feels like about a tablespoon and a half. Just from eyeballing it. Love your kitchen, thank you. I kind of wish I could take credit for it. It was this way when we got it. We knew it was lovely. I wasn't cooking at the time, so I thought it was going to be a total waste. That it would be just good for the resale value. And what do you know? Here I am cooking for the world. So, on lemon number 2. Ballet, I can't read that from this distance. Okay, this is a juicy one. And someone's rattling pots and pans. Okay. Ah, shoot, I knew there was something I forgot. Oh, okay. I say that's 3 tablespoons. So back over here you go. Hopefully I won't kick myself in the knee here. Okay. Kick them. Also, if you roll them around the counter. Oh yes, that's right. And the lemon juice goes on top of everything else. Focus, thank you. No, I didn't need 2 of those. Okay, I can lose one picture. Done. Okie doke. So we're gonna let that marinate for 15 minutes or more. Let me not use my hands this time. So in the 15 minutes or more that that's going to take to marinate, and it's 15 minutes if it's at room temperature, an hour if it's in the fridge. That's what it said. Acid cooking. Creo. Someone told me that was Korean for yes I see, but any other Korean person I've asked has not verified that, so. But I adopted it as a saying, in case you're wondering what I'm saying. Okay, so now we're shenanigans. I'm gonna heat the oven to 375, which I should have done earlier, but I did not. So it is what it is. Even though I made a note to do that too. Getting out a baking dish. Like that, y'all. And onto the baking dish, we're gonna put on some cashews. These are cashews. Cashew! It just so happens I have the right amount, which is convenient. Because we're putting a quarter cup of these on here, and the rest we're just going to hold on to for later. With what I have seen, you could have used fish. I guess so. Oddly enough, about the fish dishes that I found for Sri Lanka, they either all called for Maldives fish, which is, I guess, a particular kind of fish, or for canned fish, which, not fresh. I find it perplexing, but now yet common, that island nations, although they are islands and surrounded with water, tend to eat a lot of canned fish, or salted fish that comes from miles away, which I find very strange. But, you know, that's life. You know what? I'm going to wait till that preheats. So while it does, I'm going to move on to prep the one thing which is very, very not Sri Lankan in this dish. Apologize to all the Sri Lankan people for using something that is not traditional or even from your neck of the woods. And I think I'm going to have to peel them too. And you'll see what they are in a moment. Because we have making an appearance on the challenge for maybe the second time ever, first time ever here. Parsnips. Ladies and gentlemen, these are parsnips. Mylan, thank you for the restream there. And seeing as and there's a whole pound of them, seeing as they're a root vegetable, even though they're in the little bag, does it say they've been washed 1,000,000 times? From Surprise, Arizona. Surprise! You never know what you're going to get when you go there. Yes, I think these have to be cleaned and peeled, since they're probably like any other root vegetable. So, you stay there. Sole would work very well, but hot climate fish spoils real quick. Salting preserves them. Yeah, that's the thing with the salted fish. Okay, I'm going to wash these, and then we're going to peel these right here. And then, I'll be back. So, you hold on just 1 second. I mean, they seem kind of washed, but don't want to take chances with something that was in the ground. Okay. Yeah. Welcome back. So we got our parsnips, and the recipe author said that the parsnips are optional because they're not Sri Lankan at all, or even tropical for that matter. Parsnips, how English, indeed, indeed. So, you know, the odd thing that in the, I mean, I'm not saying that this is a traditional thing in the country. However, generally speaking, in many countries, in far-flung places, you will see influence from far, far away of ingredients and techniques because of the colonization. In the case of Sri Lanka, that originally came from the Portuguese and the Dutch, because the Sri Lankan people was like an independent kingdom for thousands of years, something like 1,400 years, if I'm not mistaken, maybe longer. And the Portuguese showed up, and they called it a Portuguese word. They named it something, Ceylon, something that pronounces as Ceylon, and then the British just sort of anglified that word. Hey Austin, how you doing? Legacy of the Empire, indeed. The British sort of anglicized the word into Ceylon, so the nation was known as Ceylon, S-E-Y-L-O-N, Ceylon, for generations because of that. Now, the Portuguese had it for a while, then the Dutch took it, and then after the Dutch took it, the British took it, and then they officially sort of made it part of the empire in the 1800s. Eventually, they gained their independence in 1948 as the Republic of Ceylon. And then lots of changes I think in 72, I think, if I'm not mistaken, they switched to became the Republic of Sri Lanka. And then starting in 83, the horrible civil war began between the Sinhalese, which is a majority people, and the Tamils, which is the minority. And it was just really bloody and horrible and terrible, and lots of people died. And that went on for 30 whole years, which made for a lot of people trying to get the heck out of there. Ceylon, indeed. Yes, so everything is named Sri Lanka. Some things for, sort of copyright reasons, if you can believe that, retain the name Ceylon, but the country is trying to do everything they can to get everyone to get on board with having it be Sri Lanka, all across the board. So, there's that. The flag, which you can see right over my head here, itty bitty teeny weeny, you can Google the actual picture of it, is really interesting because it has on it a lion, which is sort of like a symbol of the country, bravery and all that good stuff, holding a sword, and the lion is yellow, and the yellow represents the Sinhalese people, and then there's little squares of orange and green. The orange representing the, which one? The green representing the Tamil Moors. Am I right on that one? Yes. Or the Sinhalese Moors. And the Moors, the Islamic people. And the orange representing the other Tamil people, I guess. And the yellow around it and the whole thing represents the colonial people. And the red is others, but also bravery and such. It's actually one of your prettier flags. Quite lovely. Many famous people from Sri Lanka, none of which are coming immediately to mind, other than the singer-rapper MIA, who had a big hit a few years back with Paper Planes, and then was at the Super Bowl and got in trouble for shooting the bird. The Civil War was enabled by India at first. I would imagine so. But we're not casting aspersions. So, but anyway, things are much better now. Things are rapidly improving. It's a beautiful country. They've got, tourism going. They've got manufacturing and IT going and banking. So, they're, as with everyone, they had the big, fall in 2008, but after that, things have been better. So it's Indira Gandhi? Really? Okay. That's interesting. Oh, and yes, in the Bible, apparently, it's one person suggests that this port in southern Sri Lanka was where King Solomon went to get ivory and other things too. So I'm looking to make 2-inch batons, and I'm not really clear on something that's this shape going into 2-inch batons. So I'm just going to eyeball that. How to turn those into batons, I am not really sure, other than making a flat surface and going for it. So didn't say how thick these should be. Somebody is tweeting at me. Ay, 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 ay. That's where Arthur C. Clarke lived. Okie doke. Yes, and yes. Okay, so I've never worked with parsnips before. I really think I have not. And making batons, I am mangling the hell out of whatever it is I'm trying to do here, because I don't know how thick they're supposed to be, and these are an odd shape to start off with, so I'm just hoping this will be sufficient, because I don't have all the time in the world either. Arthur C. Clarke. Science fiction, right? Something tells me that's science fiction. Oh my god, did I make it all the way to the end? Yes, I did. Woohoo! Chinese vegetable knife. Oh, Kenneth, I can always count on you. Okay. Let me give it a few swipes. I'm not going to go to the whole sharpening thing. Okay, that sound means my oven is finally preheated, so set timer for 10 minutes. Okay, so in go the cashews. Well, I'll get back to my batons. Okay, Mr. Kenneth, you said Chinese vegetable knife it shall be. Waha! Ha! Ha! La! Da! Sa! "2001: Space Odyssey." Yes. See, I knew sci-fi. I mean, so now I'm no, I'm not gonna tell you that story. Okay, so 2-inch batons. I don't know how thick, or I don't know how you get something that's one shape into another shape without throwing away a whole lot. I just don't. So, okay. Wow, that's a lot. A whole pound of these. I'm sure they lose a lot of water. I feel I'm entering the Asia Pavilion at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Is Expedition Everest just around the corner? Sri Lankan, there's a big emigration that happened over the 30 years, but that's kind of calmed down some. However, there's still, you know, sad things like human trafficking and such. People going off for jobs in, like, Qatar, building the big thing for the sports, for the soccer, the FIFA thing. A lot of Sri Lankan people going there and just figuring they can die in the heat, send money back home. So a lot of that sad stuff happening. But it's a beautiful, beautiful country. It's beautiful giant temples. The founder, that prince that I mentioned in the beginning, I think is the same person who brought Buddhism to Sri Lanka. Missed it by that much. Yes, I'm very melodic. Sing along. Tune in and sync with the band. It's a shame my Sri Lankan friend didn't get back to me. I'm really curious what he'd think. He's one of those people who was on social media a lot in the beginning and then, like, decided to just go off it entirely. So I have no idea what's happening in his life now. It's like suddenly I saw, oh, change his cover photo on Facebook. Oh, wow. Oh, he's married, living in Australia now. Okay, that's all we know. Yeah. Continue with the regular programming. Enjoy this cat video. Okay. Move quickly. And you. Parsnips. Very not Sri Lankan. How not Sri Lankan can you get? Oh, but I was thinking about the colonial hoo-ha. Food-wise. The British, oddly enough, did not leave behind a whole lot in the food tradition in Sri Lanka. unlike the Dutch and the Portuguese, oddly enough. So I really don't think parsnips would be in there, even in that case. However, it was really odd that Namibia in Southwest Africa, which was a German colony, one of the things, the dishes that I had that was from Namibia was a apple risotto for Namibia and Africa. It was kind of mind-boggling. It was actually very tasty, but I was thinking, wait a minute, that's Africa? Okay, so we got our parsnips right over here, and
Parsnips. Huh?
Parsnips, yes, parsnips. And again, it said optional. I decided to do it because I figured I needed some kind of starch in here of some kind. There's a Sri Lankan version of Wolfman Jack, a howler to listen to. Ooh, that sounds funny. Put your hand on the television set. Okay, if anyone remembers that. Clap for the Wolfman. Okay, so one and only one thing to chop, right? Am I right? Am I right? I think I'm right. I think I'm right. I am right. I only have one onion to deal with. I got me an onion in the morning. I am in the evening all over this land. So, as, again, if you are new to all this, this is the Global Cooking Challenge. Started and never learned to cook. Started cooking in 2012. When I started this challenge by deciding to cook a dish from a UN member state in alphabetical order, working my way from Afghanistan to Zimbabwe, 1 week. I figured it would take me about 4 years. We are country number 163 of 193, meaning, if you can do the math, that leaves us 30 countries left. Italian diamond miners. Yes. Yes, yes. Oh, with the risotto. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And in Namibia, it's really weird. You're in Africa and people are speaking German. It's just very odd. In fact, if you see The Amazing Race, there's a... When they went to Namibia, I think it was last season or season 2 back, they're, running around Germany and all the signs, running around Namibia and Africa and going to the game reserves and everything is in German and the newspapers are in German and it's just the weirdest thing. But this is not Germany. This is Sri Lanka. In fact, the language they have, Sinhalese is an official language, and Tamil is an official language, and English is sort of like the governmental language, which sort of unifies people. So, not that many people actually speak English, comparatively, but it is the one that unifies everyone. Nation's pretty darn cool. They got a lot of stuff going for them, which is nice to see. Because, a couple of weeks ago we did South Sudan, which is like the saddest. And then next week we're doing Sudan. By the way, iOS 9.2 is out. Ooh, good to know. Good to know. We'll have to do the updates. I will get update crazy. Since you're talking, Mac stuff, or iOS stuff in this case, let me tell you something. I was in that itty-bitty minority of people that have, like, an insane amount of music. Because I've been collecting music for, well over 30 years. And, on CD for 30 years. And, and on digital files for as long as that's been going on. So, when all this stuff with iTunes and the streaming and the iTunes Match and the whole business came out, like, I did not qualify because I had too much. I was too good a customer. And I was so happy, when today, magically, they finally made it so I could join the club. And things are working quite nicely. I mean, a few little problems that, I'll have to deal with, but they're minor. So, I'm very happy I can finally join the all-you-can-eat club. Along with everyone else who's the more casual music listener. And thanks to Apple Music, I can play random music from random countries. Just like this, without having to go out and buy it. So you can hear all the clanging you want for free. Ish. Free-ish. Now I'm supposed to slightly dice this. I mean, slightly. Finely dice this. Hello, English. Somewhere. I want to double check. I want to make sure. Lots of updates for Apple Music. Ooh, that's good to know. That's good to know. Yay! Timer done. Okay, dismiss. Okay, hands washed. That's our timer on the cashews. Can you see? Can you see the oven? Yes, you can. Okay. So, using my guiding light oven mitt, goes this way. We have now toasted cashews, which are very hot in my hand. Okay. And then while that happens, okay, we are going to put this on hold, and then we're going to get another 1/4 cup of the coconut. Here's our measuring cup. Oh, hold on. These go from the baking sheet. Can you see? Hold on, gotta take a picture too. Got 4 things going at once. Okay. Toasted. Boom. And onto the from the baking sheet into the bowl. Okay, because I'm gonna move you back over so you can see. Updates for Mac and Apple TV. Oh, I'm so excited. I have something to do all day tomorrow. Yay.
What's that?
Updates to basically everything. If you want to do your iOS update, you can. It's out there. So saith Kenneth. So, we have more of our coconut right here. And again, this is not dried, it's sort of shredded, fresh coconut. Frozen, thawed, allegedly. So I got a 1/4 cup of that here, and that's gonna go right onto the baking dish. Right there. Leaving behind more. Here I thought I wouldn't have enough. That was 1/4 cup. That was a 1/2 cup. Okay, we're good. Okay, and that is going to go into the oven for 5 minutes. So let's rotate you down to 5 minutes. 3, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5. Okay. Coconut. Spread, spread, spread. Hot. In you go. 5 minutes and go. Okay, back to our onion. Before we so rudely interrupted, I was looking up the Sri Lankan I want to make sure how many, because it said a certain number of cups of the onion rather than how many onions, so I want to make sure I got the right amount. 1.5 cups. No, that's water. 1.5 cups, eh? Well, I'm gonna dice the rest of it anyway. Sai-fan, thank you for the like and the restream. Okay, and we dice. Oh, but this little tip was talking about the chopped herbs, how, you know, I hate it when they all fly all over the room and line up on the floor. And it was saying if you sprinkle a little salt on your cutting board, it keeps them from flying away. Which I must try next time I'm chopping herbs. These are not herbs, these are onions. I don't know if the same trick would work. I do wind up with onion pieces all over the floor though. Finely diced. I don't know how finely I'm gonna get this diced here. Did not say minced, it said diced, so I'm in a little bit of luck there. Come back here. That's as good as that's gonna get. Okay. Chuku chuku choo. Onion. Onions, onions, la la la. Onions, onions, ha ha ha. Do 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 do. Ooh, I love onions. You know, I was a few years ago, I was with a client, and I was talking about my crazy music thing, and I said, oh, I have like, you know, like every song that ever hit the charts. And he says, do you have the song called I Love Onions? And I said, yes, and I pulled it right up on my iPod right there, and I went, right there. It's like, you've got to be kidding me. It was funny. Because it just happened that I had it on me. So, a cup and a half, eh? I think I need more. And I did not score this one. Score! Goes to the music. Okay. Somebody what? Purchased a multi-blade herb scissor. Multi-blade herb scissor. So I'm picturing a scissor that has multiple blades for cutting herbs. I'm trying to imagine this. I've got, oh, you didn't like it. Oh well, then I don't have to worry about finding that. You're Mr. Gadget. Kenneth has talked me into buying things. Like the aforementioned vegetable peeler that vegetable knife that I'm not using right now. But my sharpening stone right over here. Checking in from Ireland. Oh, top of the morning tea. As we've mentioned before, here I've got one Irish ancestor. So I guess that qualifies, right? Maybe? No? Qualifies for an American? How are things over there? It's very late. It's very late, and I've got 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, ding. Ding, 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 ding. Yes, yes, you're dinging on my watch. I know. That's more than a cup and a half right there. I can tell. Dismiss. Okay. I gotta go get... Where is I? Oh, where in Ireland? I thought you were saying where is Ireland.
How we doing?
We're doing. Okay, well, you know the drill. Ah, toasty. Good thing it was only $10. Yes. Okay.
What was $10?
The his knife that he bought thing. So we've got some coconut over here. Now, I might as well leave you where you are. No, I'm not. I'm gonna move you to my Lando spice grinder one more time, because if memory serves, I need to take Yes, our cashews over here. Eva Life, thank you for the like. Our cashews and put them into the grinder thusly. And add to that, if I remember to be very, very careful.
So I take it this is ready for cleaning?
Yes. You know what, this is going to need to be dumped into something else first. Where's my funnel?
Here?
Thank you.
It's all wet.
Oh.
Leave your towel off?
No, I towel it off. I got a towel.
Okay.
It is 12:35 a.m. here. You know Dublin, not far from there. Ah, goodness. Gotta get to Ireland sometime. We'll do the big around the world hoo-ha. This is even not good enough for this. Here. We'll take it in 2 steps. I just don't want this dumping all over the floor. And I don't want to burn my hands either. Okay. Now, I can get there. I still managed to dump some on the ground. Okay, now I'm done with that. Okay. I use a Burr coffee mill for spices. Yes. Where is the top to this? It is not here. Oh, it's right in front of me. Okie dokie. So now this sucker is going to get ground up. Christmas tree, need to get mine done too. Yes, we got our Christmas tree up for our party. So grinding up our cashews with the coconut to make a rough powder. Yes, and we have reserved other cashews for our dressing, which is going to be happening later. We got our parsnips, we're doing the onions right now. What a lovely Christmas tree. I need to get mine done too. Oh, you can probably see it from... Oh, you can see. Yes. I was not aware of that. Wow, that's awfully warm. This is warm because it was in the oven. Yes, we got our nice new... like I said, we used to have real trees when we lived across the street from a place where we could buy a real tree. And then we moved to somewhere where you had to go a distance to get a real tree, which became a total pain in the butt. So we got a funky-dunky artificial tree, which lasted for a while until it became overpowered by mothballs, which we kept in our shed.
Well, the light strings were
Well, the light string were dying off too, yes. But it was bizarre because we had in our shed a snake. And to get rid of the snake, people said, "Oh, put in mothballs. The snakes will go anywhere where the mothballs are." So I said, "Great, we put in the mothballs, no more snake." But then everything smelled horribly of mothballs, including the Christmas
tree.
And that was really gross. Hence, new Christmas tree. Okay, you've all gotten tangled up in a wire here. Okay, so now we've got this sucker reserved over here.
Can I put that mint in the refrigerator?
No, well, you can. Okay, we're gonna get a pot going. I'm sorry about the timing, honey. I really am. Well, that's something putting this down yet. Kind of warm. Beware. Okay. Pot of water.
You put the spice grinder in the dishwasher?
The top part. You can.
I don't know what the top part is.
The metal part that you're probably holding. Yes.
Okay.
Pot of water. I wish I had a medium-sized pot. I don't. Hold on, let me get some water. Okay. Gonna salt the water. Let's see, can you? Salt the water. Boil the water. Salt the water. And then put in our parsnips to boil in there for 10 minutes. Oh my god, I'm so sorry about the time. Okay, parsnips boiling. Okay. Okay, quickly get back to my onions. Oh, brother. Now I'm all embarrassed about the time. Do you have giant African land snail? No, but they are invasive. And if you see them, you are to report them immediately to the authorities. They're mostly, they've been attacking in Dade County, which is Miami, which is like 2 hours south of here. But thankfully not where we are. So that's a plus. I'm gonna be OCD here and measure out a cup and a half on these onions because I think I had too many. Okay, I did have too many. Okay, so we have our onions aside. We've got that taken care of. Anne Marie, how are you doing? I got disconnected. Sorry, you know, Donok. No. Okay. Hold that. You look at that. Look at that for a minute while I wash my hands. Okay, because I think. Okay, we're finally on to our actual main pot, which should come as a relief to the husband. Do you make stew? LOL. I have many times. It's not that entertaining to watch because stew takes a long time. So most of my stews I made before I started on Meerkat. I've been trying to avoid stews since then, unless I have something else I can cook while the stew is a stewing. Hard to beat Irish stew, LOL. Did I make an Irish stew? I think I might have made an Irish stew for Ireland. Oh, for Ireland, yes. I think I did. In fact, I'm almost certain I did make an Irish stew. It's very cool. Check it out. The blog is at cliffyland.com. So we've got our pot here. We've got ghee. OMG! Ghee. It's clarified butter. See, it says ghee right on it. So I know it's goofy that I don't know. I don't want to know if I want to microwave it and then like thaw it out, and I think I will, because I want to get 2 tablespoons out of this. They are mucho munchables in Africa. Oh yes. Yes, a couple times that's actually come up, now that you mention it. The snails, the big African snails. A couple countries said, oh yes, that's a, delicious dish. And, still not melted. But I wasn't going to go find them because they probably cost $80 million to get one, and even if you could. Considering the whole, hey, we're trying to kill them off, they're invasive deal that's happening here. Which is actually happening. 3, 2, 1, lift off. Okay, hopefully this is more liquidy. Yay, okay. So I'm gonna get 2 tablespoons of the ghee going in this big bertha here. Get out of there. Okay, number 2. So there's another obvious, relative of Indian cooking using ghee. And it's getting all floppy. Too hot, too hot, too hot, too hot, too hot. Chill out. Not that hot. Not so hot. Calm down, baby. Calm down. Okay. Not so hot, hun. Chill, chill, chill. Don't get all puffy on me. Da-da-da. I made it too hot. Said medium-high heat. Chloe Farm was looking at recipes today. Very interesting. Da-da-da-da. You can make ghee with unsalted butter. Yes, I have made ghee before. In fact, for... I can't remember what country. Maybe Bangladesh? Maybe Pakistan? I forgot which one. I made their unique clarified butter that has stuff in it, which is actually very, very cool. But not something I'd want to have to do on the regular. Okay, so now we got that going, but we're waiting for this. We're waiting for the parsnips to be boiled and to be soft. It said about 10 minutes, and I started that about, what, 5 minutes ago? And Cliffy is feeling really embarrassed that he did not start earlier. Especially considering it's a weeknight. So, wabadoo. Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed. Okay. I'm gonna need to open this can of tomato paste. So I'm gonna do that right now. What? I love fried parsnips. Yes, these are, well, they will be fried. So, they should add some great flavor to this. No, don't go away. We'll be needing you. How tender are you? Please tell me you're very tender. Tell me you're surprisingly tender. My goodness. That is an interesting smell. Smell I did not expect. Okay, that was a mistake. I just want to see how tender they are. Darn it. Okay, not over the pot. That's a parsnip. See how tender it is. That's very tender. So, that's good. Good, good, good. I'm going to drain that. That's going to go in the behind you. So, I apologize for you not being able to see. Okay. Rotate. Hold that thought. Okay. Parsnips have been officially drained. Here's the part that scares me. These are wet. They're not soaking, but they're wet. I don't have the time to dry them all by hand. That oil is hot. I've turned the heat down, but it's still hot. I am feared. I am feared. I'm so feared that I'm doing this. Okay, stand back. saute these parsnips for 2 minutes. The music sounds like a idling steam locomotive. Well, my friend, my world traveling friend who I mention all the time, the guy who went to every country without flying and got the Guinness World Record for such, he was very particular about music, which, you know, is indicative of a person in his, well, specifically at his age. But he's been to every country, and he's like, every country's music sucks. And he was saying it's either like, you know, bang bang electronic music or, you know, whiny reggae. And I thought that was kind of funny. Not that I agree, I thought it was funny. Especially when you're in like public transport in some other country and you hear that. The weird part is like things like death metal are like really huge in like very unusual places. I was just reading about Botswana having an emerging death metal community. It's like, really? How very strange. And Saudi Arabia has underground death metal, where music is illegal. They do death metal on the internet. Very strange. Okay, I'm gonna give another minute. So they're lightly browned, it said. We moved on to the pop, I think. Yeah, it says the pop hits volume 2. So moved away from the traditional. More to the generic pop. They're definitely soft, I'll give you that. Lightly browned, well, very lightly. No, that's as brown as it's gonna be. Oh, I should take a picture, damn it. Okay. Okay. And out you go. This gets pulled out. Oh, here. Into a bowl. So that goes to sit on the side over yonder. Now we're gonna add the chicken that's been sitting here this whole stinking time. To brown that for about 5 minutes, supposedly. Oh brother, we are gonna be eating so late, he's gonna kill me, I swear to God. I should have started so much earlier. Let me get some water while I deal. Okay, we want about 5 minutes on here. I have this kind of like on medium high. I don't see how it's going to brown with the liquid, but that really was just 2 tablespoons of the lemon juice. But I don't see how. Maybe the liquid was a mistake. Maybe I should pour out the liquid. What to do? Well, I'm sort of committed to this now, so. The idea, obviously, is to get a sear on this, but I don't know how I'm going to do that with all this liquid in here. Okay. When that comes out, then the onion goes in. I don't have time for the whole 5 minutes. I just don't. Hey, Diana, how you doing? And, oh my, I'm sorry, my eyes are really bad. Arjun? June, thank you. Greetings. LOL. Ah! Take the chicken out and brown it in olive oil. It's burning. No, it's not burning. It's definitely not burning. I'll tell you that much. But I do need to take it out, though. Because that's the next step. And that's going to land in somewhere. Okay, so now the chicken comes out of here. And now the chicken, most of the chicken, is out. Kidding. Oh, okay. Blum 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 blum. Then in go the onions. And a tablespoon of tomato paste. Okay. And we're going to brown that for a few minutes. How many minutes? Help me, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me. Oh, brother. Oh, but I should have let the onions be there for longer first. But I'm in a hurry. Allegedly 5 minutes, but I don't have the time for that. I feel very bad about this. I really should have started earlier, but these recipes, they don't tell you how much... They tell you how long... I don't know. And then I'm babbling, and my prep time takes me forever, and I really should just add an hour to whatever it says. Add an extra hour. Brother. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Okay, here goes. So to this... I'd season again. Not yet. There's a time that's happening. This is not the time that's happening. Right now we're going to add what would be chicken stock. Unfortunately, I did not have enough chicken stock. I have bouillon, so I'm going to use 3 cups of water here. And the one and only chicken bouillon that I have. I cook my paste well also, Cliffy, yeah. Yeah. If I should have started earlier. That's all I have to say. I feel really crappy about that. Okay. So now we've added the what would be chicken stock to it. Turn that up some. We're going to add to that a cinnamon stick. Oh my god, I am so late. I can't even stand it. This is very upsetting. Faster, Clifford. Okay. Everyone, watch me melt down on live internet. Okay, cinnamon stick in. And now to that, we're gonna add the chicken, which has been sitting over here. And the ground coconut, which has been sitting over here. And then we're going to cook that for what's supposed to be 30 minutes. I really hope it cooks in less time than that. I'm gonna make a general mess of this, I just know. Because I just don't have that time. Hey, what's up? What's up? So I need to cover it. Get the lid out for that. Ah! This is the time I feel like I should have a static stream. Or should I say more static stream? That'd be redundant. Cover. Okay, so I'm gonna cook that. Meanwhile, I'm gonna cook my roti. So get that going. I'm such a mess. Hold on. Okay. Roti. We need a saute pan for this. Heat up that. This is trash. Oh, that's trash incidentally too.
Okay.
Here, I'm gonna use canola oil. To get our roti going while the rest cooks. And so we have our roti that's been sitting here this whole time. So now we're gonna flatten each one out. And we've already coated them in oil. Keep calm, my friend, you're doing well. Yeah, it's just so late to eat, I feel bad. When you see videos of people making the roti, you see a lot of this. They're throwing it around, but you see it kind of getting rather large, like plate size. And like I said, the frozen ones that I bought were basically about that size. So I don't think I'm that far off. But they said they can be different sizes depending on how big you make them. And I know I'm only supposed to flip this once. Derek, you're very nice. Thank you, Derek. Okay. Nice and hot. We don't do too hot. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna spatula to flip it, and I need a plate for it to land. So two.
Done, or you need this again? I'll leave it up.
Yeah, leave it up. So, it says to keep things warm in a basket covered with a towel. All I have is the towel part, I don't have the basket part. This supposed to be flipped once. They're supposed to have these sunspots on them, basically a little burnt. I've made roti of different kinds before. I think I made it for Djibouti. I think that's sort of what I made for Djibouti. Small little flatbread, but from Sri Lanka has coconut. That's the difference. Flipping once. I don't know how long it took. But while that cooks, start flattening this sucker out. Yeah. Don't drop it. Don't drop it. Don't drop it. One. Obviously, it's taking longer to cook to the brown spots. Wonder if I could get 2 on there at once. Don't crowd the pan, they say. Don't crowd the pan. Smelling a little burnt. Take a peek. Love my chef. Aw, Mom, you're so sweet. I love you, Mom. Thank you.
What did Mom say?
She said I love my chef. Aw.
So do I.
Aw. Thank you. Mom, the first time Mom figured out typing on there. Well, this one is not perfect, but gonna do 2 at a time here. Maybe while I get the third one going. Look at like the little ladies. You know, I think that's universal. Like anywhere you go in the world, you see, you know, the tribeswomen flipping something with their hands back and forth. Be it pupusas in El Salvador, or roti in Sri Lanka. It's like a thing. The universal hand clapping experience.
Aiko, Aiko.
Aiko, Aiko. Turning ovalish instead of roundish. Oh, it's nothing. I saw them pulling it in the videos. I am oh, Mom! She says I am learning, but she got a typo. It's so cute. Okay, well, while that does... what the hell is it? Something tells me I missed a step over here, but I'm going to be okay. Give me just 1 second to wash my hands. Thinks that the parsnips are supposed to already be in the Oh, okay, duh. Okay, now I know. No, the parsnips go in later. Okay, there we've got our brown spots. Okay, while it does that, I need to get a cup of coconut milk ready. I have some coconut milk that I reserved from last time that is sitting over yonder, over here, so that should help in that process. I can use that. Let's see, how much we got? We're looking for a cup. One cup, one cup, one cup. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh my god, is it almost? No, just short. So close. So close. It's close enough that I'm not going to open the other can. That's how close it is. So now I have 2 cans of coconut milk. Ready for our next island. Sudan, Swaziland, Sweden. There'll probably be coconuts in Suriname, I'm guessing. Just guessing. Okay. Let you sit there for another second. Okay, these are supposed to be in here, keeping warm under the towel. Yeah, that's got a brown spot. Okay, so that one's down. Okay, hold on, take your time. That's the pan sitting in the sink. Okay, so we flip this over and cover this to keep it warm. Derek, despite the late hour, I've got you on my tablet. Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares on my TV. You're winning in the control strings. That's very cute. Thank you. Well, I don't have his temper. Ah, goodness. When the phone gets too warm, the screen goes dim on me, which it just did. That's what I get when I put it too close to the stove. So, maybe it'll cool off. Okay. Okay, I need to prep a couple things for the dressing. We already have of the stew here. We already have our cashews. We have our coconut milk ready to go. We have our parsnips sitting there ready to go. I'm going to get out some mint and cilantro. Like I said, the husband was nice enough to go get me some mint. So, you know what? I'm going to keep you further away from the stove. Maybe you'll cool off faster. Okay. I don't know what that is. Alright. This... mint. Okay. Sprigs o' mint. Just for 2 dishes. I think that's enough. I need to find something with another use for mint in the next few days. Something tells me Sudan won't be it. And just bought cilantro today. So cilantro. So I'm gonna rinse that off and wash and dry it off. I don't really feel like taking out the salad spinner for this. Thankfully, I don't have to chop it. I'm just mixing these in. I'm so glad I don't have to chop these. Okay. One more. Cilantro it is. Okay. And since we learned our little trick to save our herbs with paper towel for the moisture situation, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, I still want to be able to see what it is. And what did I do with the bag? Oh, it's right here. Okay. Okay, cilantro, my friend. So we've got our dressing ready. And I know you're wondering about tasting, but there's a point it told me to taste. And I think that point is coming soon. And this is the time. What do you know? Okay. So, getting my seasonings ready. Where is my pepper? Holzen Pfeffer! Holzen Pfeffer! Okay. You know how I always procrastinate, like Ed Norton. And I don't want to do something. Shh, do you want the steam in your face? I shouldn't do that. It steams up the lens. Maybe it cleans it off. Who knows? Okay. Alrighty. Again with the procrastinating. I'm just always afraid I'm going to burn my mouth. Okay, just tasting the sauce. I just don't want to burn my mouth. Mmm, very tasty. Yes, could use more salt. My goodness, that's got all kinds of taste. That's very cool. But definitely needs more salt. I think more than that. Give it some more pepper too. And then we taste again, yeah? It looks like the coriander. It looks like coriander and smells like coriander. Oh, if it looks like coriander, then it is coriander. Well, there's coriander seeds in the spice mix, and then there's coriander leaves in the dress to dress the dish. So coriander, aka cilantro, same thing. But when coriander, you're talking about the seeds, and cilantro, you're talking about the leaves. Your botany tip for the day. Yeah, that's really good. Okay, so now. Okay, I'm sort of cutting the time. I probably shouldn't, but I feel so bad about the time that I'm pretending that it's been there longer. I mean, the chicken's going to be cooked, so it's just for the flavors to settle. Unfortunately, I don't have the time for that, so in goes the coconut milk. And I know, come on, rotate. Yes, and now here go the parsnips. Camera. turn that sucker up to see if it reduces some more. It's supposed to thicken to a degree. To a degree. The degree better get here quick. Those are the steps. So now I'm just gonna, fire it up and let it burn. While I don't know, I get plates ready, I guess. Okay. Wow, what a mess. I made a big old mess. You are clean. I don't know if I should do bowls. I'm thinking I should do bowls. I mean, the picture you can't really tell what it's supposed to be served in. It's definitely served in a bowl. No plates, bowls. No Coke, Pepsi. Pepsi. Cheeseburger. Now I'll stick the roti on top. I guess you could dip the roti in it. I mean, there's probably nothing wrong with doing that. But I felt like, before I started so late, I thought of adding the pandan leaves that grow outside. Since the pandan is in just about every Sri Lankan dish. Wasn't in this one, probably because I figured people couldn't get it. And I thought of curry leaves too, if I was adjusting it, in my own way. So like I said, I'm just boiling it now to try to get it to reduce some more quickly than it normally would. And I know it's going to affect everything. But I'm just going to give it another couple minutes. While it does that, you can watch that. Don't get too hot though. Don't want to burn. Don't get near the stove. You'll burn your fingers. And they say a watch pot never boils. Yep. Okay, give it one more minute. I know I'm cheating. I mean, it should have been another total 10 minutes, but I don't have the time for that. Okay, you're done. You're done. This. How are we doing? Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Dinner's very late. That's not good. Comiendo con lo cubano, como se dice. The joke is that Cubans always eat very late. It's funny, I was reading about Spanish cuisine for last week, and one of the things it was talking about Spanish food, it says, dinner is eaten very late, usually never before 9 p.m. I said, that must be where the Cubans got it. Okay. Don't want any of that in the background. Alright. I think it's as good as it's ever gonna get. So, steaming hot. It is thickened a wee bit. Okay, it's number one. Oh, number two over here. There's more of the chicken in here. I am very hungry. Should be because it's so late. And now, steaming hot. Hot. So we're going to dress it with the cashews we have over here, okay, to give it some crunch. Okay, and after that we're going to dress it with the mint and cilantro. Some mint and cilantro. That's mint. That's cilantro. That's mint and cilantro there. Okay. Ta-da! Now I gotta clean that off. And I'll stick some roti next to it. My mouth is watering. That looks so good. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Derek. It really is thinking about the nice folks on here that really helps keep me motivated. So I really very much appreciate that. So, ta-da! Looking delish. Thank you, Tammy. Okay, so I'm gonna stick a couple. Oh, I'm gonna just take a picture of that separately. Okay. There's our roti. And there's our cashew chicken curry. Okay, so from the reverse view, this is Sri Lanka night 2, country number 163. This is our Sri Lankan inspired coconut chicken curry with our Sri Lankan roti, which has coconut in it also. So it's a coconut extravaganza. Okay, so that's it. Remember to follow here on Meerkat, follow on Facebook, on Twitter at CliffyLand. Go to cliffyland.com every Wednesday. The blog is posted. It will be posted next Wednesday with all the pictures, links to the original recipes, videos, looks, information about the country, all that good stuff. Catch up on the countries you missed and such. So that's it for Sri Lanka. Next week, we're cooking Sudan, the actual Sudan, not South, the North Sudan, the Sudan. And that, when's that going to be? That's going to be Saturday. Saturday is night 1, and then Tuesday will be night 2. We're only doing 2 nights of Sudan. So thanks again. I'm going to follow here, follow there. We're on Pinterest or Instagram. Oh, and go to YouTube. We're on the YouTube now. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That would be super cool. Just look for Cliffyland. Thank you all. You guys rock. Catch you next time. I gotta eat. Bye.